Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj. We are back. Make sure to put that in there for our intro. Excuse me. We are ready to play some of Syberia, The World Before. I'll turn that down just a little bit because I don't know what sound this is really. It's a weird game in general. Like, you know when you get a splash screen for every game that you load up? Apparently, these guys forgot the splash screen, and it just shows up with like this weird generic, like, graphic drawing, and there's like, and then it says Xbox in the corner. It's so weird. It's like they forgot to include it. So I guess Xbox has like a default splash screen if you don't create one, and it's really weird looking. Someday I'll start it up to, I'll put the boot up. But I kind of pressed for time today, so that will not happen today. But today we're going to start in the Refuge. I think we're almost done up here. I have to think we're getting close. If you weren't here last week, excuse me as I move my microphone a little bit. We found the two videos. We found Junta's video. And we found Leni's video. And Leni's video showed Dana and that guy that she's kind of smitten on arguing. So we need to go talk to Leni. Gotta find out from Leni, like, what was going on in that fight. I mean, it's pretty important.
Leni's father must have made this stair lift to help her get up and down the stairs. Must have taken him many hours. It's touching when you think about it. Demoiselle Leni, I saw the film you shot of Dana and Leon.
Leon, that's the guy's name.
So Junta kept it. She got so cross when she discovered I'd rummaged through her stuff. She most certainly had secrets of her own, that one.
I know it was ages ago, but can you recall what happened between Dana and Leon that day?
You do like flogging a dead horse, don't you, Fraulein? But as you please. Since Junta never let me use her camera, I decided not to ask her anymore. Like that, she couldn't say no, could she? And that's when I heard them arguing.
Uh-huh.
How could you agree to this, Leon? How could you?
I told you I had no choice. The local guide for Valtayar can't do it anymore. He got injured.
There are plenty of other guides in Wagen. Why does it have to be you? Just tell them to find someone else.
Look, Dana, I didn't want to tell you, but...
But what?
Frank Huss, that brute from the other night. He's the one that made the call here. In other words, he's taking revenge by sending me to the other side of the world with the Origin expedition. And he said that if I refused, something might happen. Not just to me, but to you as well.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean. You're a Vegarian and so are your parents, right? Well, Huss says it won't be long before the Brown Shadow is in power, and he made it clear that something was brewing, and that you and your parents would be first on the list.
What list?
I don't know, but it can't be good. Then he said that other Vigarians would follow.
Dear God.
Dana, darling, the world's gone crazy. Promise me you'll be very careful. It will be all right if you just watch yourself and what you say. I've asked Junta to stand by you just in case. It won't be long, darling. Half a school year at the Music Academy. I'll be home for Christmas. Promise. Come here now, my pretty Edelweiss.
Don't call me that. You know I don't like it.
It's true, though. That's exactly where you are, my pretty Edelweiss.
If you keep that up, Leon Kobatis, I'll find you a nickname too.
Go on, then.
All right? Your nickname will be Alpine Lover from now on.
All right, but maybe you ought not to say this in public.
Alpine Lover.
Beautiful, isn't it? I could stay here forever.
Something tells me you're probably gonna die.
There, Fraulein Walker. That is all I have to say. I hope this time you have what you need to continue on your journey.
Thank you, Demoiselle Leni. But there is just one more thing. You mentioned a music academy? They must have ledgers and archives. Maybe I'll be able to find out whether Dana left an address there.
Well, it hasn't moved. It's still in Vargan. Go to the musicians' district. It's right next to the musical square. That's all I can tell you. So if you don't mind, Fraulein.
Thank you. Then that's where I'll continue my search.
Is it really worth your while to keep looking for Dana? Is it not just another pipe dream, Fraulein? I get the impression there have been others.
I prefer to look at it as a calling. Besides, I don't have much choice. Thanks to you, she's a part of me now.
As you wish. I hope you find what you are looking for.
Thank you. Again. I've got everything I need from here, I guess. Best get back to the guest house. Get some rest. I'll go to the Music Academy first thing in the morning.
All right, so we're gonna. That was less time than I thought.
I found her, my sweet Katusha. The girl in the painting. Her name is Dana. Dana Rose.
That's nice, Kate. Real nice.
I'm gonna find out who she was, just like I promised you.
Nothing more than a good old adventure to forget your grief, I guess. You should go, Kate, or you're gonna miss the tram. There will always be a train for you.
Oh, that's very cheesy. Okay. I'm trying to figure out who that is. Riding the train. I like how the car tilts up to ride up the incline.
Oh, gosh. What a day.
A little motorcycle.
I hope Oscar's okay, wherever he is. I'm not abandoning him. I just need to find him.
That stuffed hombre. Sounds German.
Closed. It's late. Frau Wagner must have gone to bed.
We gotta hack the web.
No results about Dana. She probably never got famous. Junta. Demoiselle Leni told me a lot about her. But was she some kind of spy?
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Nothing relevant. The expedition must...
Okay. That's an achievement I
The more
wasn't
I
expecting.
discover about Dana, the more I get the feeling I'm only scratching the surface of Vaughan's history. Oh, but hey, let's call it a day. I really should go to bed now.
All right. Get to bed, Kate. Good old Kate Walker. Activate the melody. Whoa. Traveling to the past. What the hell is this all about? Something's got to give. Okay. This very young Kate?
Is that you, Katie?
Yes, Mom! I mean, who else can it be? Looks like Mom's friends came over again last night. She's been seeing them a lot since what happened to Dad. Maybe too much. Last time it took Mom days to find the strength to open it. Last time it took Mom days to find the strength to open it. Another letter for Dad.
Okay, nothing here.
Grandpa and Grandma from New York gave it to me for my last birthday. Really ought to read it, or at least dog-ear the pages so it looks like I did.
Ha! The Magic Mountain. Thomas Maine. Oh, so that's like the book we found in the past, I think. Or at Sava's Sibs, or at the thing.
Mom bought those again. The piano that Mom ordered will soon be here. Couldn't bring myself to tell her that I wanted a drum kit instead. Wow. I hope I get to travel around the world too when I grow up.
Oh, hello, Munchkin.
Hey, Mom. We haven't seen Grandpa and Grandma for a long time. Mom says they'll probably come over from New York on her birthday.
Must be Dad. Must be dead Dad.
Is everything okay, Katie? How are you doing with your homework, Munchkin?
She doesn't have much to say. Oh shoot. Oh no, I just spilled something on my desk. I have to go real quick. Get some paper towels. Sorry, everybody. Oh boy, that's bad. It's spread everywhere on my desk. Putting on some sticky notes that I really need. So I'm gonna move these over here and let them get in the sun. I got sidetracked on the way. And yeah, well, you know, what happens sometimes. I'm gonna have to clean this at some point. Yeah, when everything's said and done, I will clean this up. Anyways, sorry about that. That was stupid on me. I was trying to move something out of the way, and I literally spun the thing around, and it went. So, and then when I was going to grab the thing, I had to fix the printer.
Be careful with that, please, Munchkin.
So, you know, things happen.
Where'd this come from?
I already told you. Your grandma and grandpa gave it to me when I was little.
Doesn't look like it's from New York, though.
Shut up, Kate.
I don't know. Must have been in the family forever.
Well, Mom's
just
kind of a
love it.
dick.
You've always liked it. Ever since
I
you
mean, I
were
get
little.
it. She's lost her husband.
You give it to me when I'm big?
Maybe, if you're a good girl, when I get old.
So when will that be then?
Later, Katie.
Seems weird. Oh, we're back to the flower district. Okay.
But when?
In a very, very long time, I guess. When I'll be gone.
So we're back to the flower district. We have a letter. Did we write this? Was it left for us? Or is this the same letter we got? My mama died.
What the hell? You want me to call you Olivia? Fine. I've survived worse criticism. I shouldn't put it off. I better call Olivia while I have the courage.
Alright, hold on a second. Read it.
shouldn't put it off. I better call Olivia while I have the courage.
Fuck Olivia. Can we steal that guy's mail?
Who do you think you are, Olivia Foster? It's easy to judge and lecture me from New York. You know nothing about what I've gone through, of what I've had to endure since leaving Hans.
I think I've already looked at all these. Oh, we are angry. We are going to be storming.
Looks like I'm not the only one who can't sleep tonight.
I don't need to use the computer. I've searched everything I can search.
Don't know why I should be so nervous about making a simple phone call. I mean, hey, I've crossed Europe, been in all sorts of danger, and yet look at me here. I'm worrying about talking to my former best friend. Oh, and I think I used to spend my life on the phone gossiping with her. So what do I risk? Criticism? The one who missed her mother's funeral because she was breaking rocks at the bottom of a mine.
Huh.
In any case, Olivia hasn't stopped criticizing me ever since I left Valladolid on Hans Vorarlberg's train. I'm the one who should be criticizing her. I mean, come on. Isn't she the one who took advantage of my absence to get her hooks into Dan? Now look at me, mulling over old grudges. That's exactly what I wanted to escape from when I decided to go with Hans in his train to Syberia. And then there was the departure with the Yukon tribe, their seasonal migration. Come on, Kate, for Christ's sake, stop procrastinating.
It's
Just
funny,
make
and they
the darn
don't
call
seem to
and get it
mention
over
the
with.
third game there. Or maybe the Yokels is the third game. Kinda. Caller. Shh. I guess it's for show because there's no wire connecting it, so it's all cordless. Don't be a pussy. Spam caller suspected.
Hello? Mr. Kenton, is that you?
Speak.
Who's there, please?
Olivia, it's me, Kate.
Kate?
Motherfucker, Kate.
Gee, it's so weird to hear your voice after all these years.
Got your letter, Olivia.
Kate, I sent it 2 years ago.
I know, things have been complicated.
Complicated. I see. And so when are you coming back to New York? You know, to visit your mother's grave?
You know I can't come back, Olivia. I'm still wanted by the police over the sale of the Vorarlberg factory.
Oh, I haven't forgotten, believe me. If only you knew how much the accusations hurt your mother. Visits from the police, the requisitions.
Bitch, please.
Just since she was diagnosed. And yet the poor woman never stopped hoping that her daughter would come back one day. Or at least call to help her in her final days.
I don't have to justify myself to you, Olivia, or to anyone else.
Kate, Ugh! Okay, listen to me. I thought you had plenty of time to think about how you abandoned all of us. Me, your mother, Dan, or even that poor Mr. Canton. And maybe felt at least some remorse. But I guess I was dreaming. All you do is keep chasing castles in the sky and ignore those who care about you.
I get why you're mad. Do you think I'm not mad at myself?
Well, I hope so.
But there's nothing I can do now to change what happened. It's over, Olivia. All I have now is the woman in the painting.
Oh, Kate. I should have known. And I should never have asked you to call me. Goodbye, Kate. I hope you find whatever it is you've been looking for these past 3 years. One thing's for sure, though. You wanted to be alone. And that's how you're gonna stay.
Damn. That was some shit right there. I'm storming off. Angry implications. I can outcore. Then nobody knows about Katya and her love for Katya. Damn, that was harsh. That's no joke. That was rough. Oh, excuse me. Oh man. She's a bee. I mean, she did not pull any punches with us. I understand we did miss our mother's funeral and stuff.
Get out.
Damn,
Another day, another page.
That's kind of fucked up. You know.
A new day in Vagen. I must take the tram to that music academy where Dana Rose was a student in the 1930s. With a bit of luck, they'll have kept her records.
Okay, well that guy, whoever it was, they picked
Mademoiselle
up their
Leni
package.
told me the music academy is near the musical square. Maybe Frau Wagner can tell me more.
That's the train. It's having to go by super slow because they're doing construction right by the train tracks.
Oh, hello, Miss Walker. Ah, Miss Walker, did you sleep all right?
Fine, thanks.
Now, is there anything you need?
Everything seems to link the person I'm looking for with the Second World War and the rise of the Brown Shadow.
Terrible times were those, my dear. Especially when Vagen was occupied after the annexation of Ostertal. Thank God I was born just after the liberation.
I see. But I guess you had to grow up with the after effects of those events.
Oh yes, dear. There was a kind of conspiracy of silence where everyone suspected each other, even their close friends. Did any of them collaborate with the enemy? And if so, was it through like-mindedness or simple cowardice? Were they responsible in one way or another for the arrest or death of a family member?
It must have been awful.
A terrible time, really.
Well, the person I'm looking for is from the same generation.
Uh-huh.
You'll just have to hope she managed to survive the madness then.
I don't know why
I'd
we're
like to go to the
so
music
hard up
academy.
on this.
Can you tell me how
girl.
to get there?
You just need to take the tram northbound to the musical square.
Is there anything I should know about the academy?
To tell the truth, it's a little glum nowadays. Especially when you think it was once the jewel of the town, where students came from all over the
Like
world
Dana did.
to perform on the musical square, you know. Pity. It's since lost its panache of old through lack of students and means.
I went to the Zilberspiegel Refuge yesterday. Oh, magnificent.
I won't disagree with that, Miss Walker. Those mountains are the pride of the town, just like old Leni.
Leni is highly respected in Vaughan because she was a resistance fighter during World War II, right? Well, I heard about it when I was at the Refuge.
Wow.
Leni Renner might be a grumpy old spinster, but to us she's still a heroine. Pity the same can't be said of her father, though. Still, everyone has their cross to bear, as they say.
What do you mean?
No point gossip-mongering. The war was a dark time in Vaughan for everyone, see? Best not stir up old memories.
Oh, I'm gonna stir up some old memories then.
Well, I guess I should get going.
Because that's how I roll.
Thank you for your time, Frau.
As Kate Walker.
Feel free to ask if you have any more questions.
Oh, door's over there. Man, I have had a sinus headache all day. Actually, not so much a headache, just pains from my sinuses every now and then. I can tell this side is jammed up. It's slowly getting uncongested, but still. Get on that train. Come on, ride that train. And ride it. Come on, ride that train. It's a choo-choo train. Oh, man. I do hope everybody is making their voice being heard while we're at it. Just talk for a few seconds about voting and make sure that you're getting out there and vote. I've already made it known I am voting for Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. That's just on my opinion of thinking them being the better candidates to move forward, and I really don't want to revisit the Trump years. I know some people will say he's great on the economy. I would say he came in with a great economy and he left on a poor economy through COVID. Now, I know some people will give him the benefit of the doubt. I get it. But if you ask me if I'm better off now than I was 4 years ago, well, 4 years ago, was about COVID. No. Matter of fact, I was a month away from getting COVID for the first time and being knocked out. Me and my family knocked out of commission for like 3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks straight. I was working at home because of how sick we all were. So, but that being said, I'm just giving you my reasons for it. I do believe in a woman's right to choose. I believe that it would be nice to have someone younger and more enthusiastic. I personally look at Trump and I see him being basically what Biden had become. You know, Biden, as much as I liked Biden, the guy was kind of, he was definitely less than he was when he started. And I think he did the right thing in stepping down. I think Trump should have done the right thing and stepped down for Nikki Haley. Then I think we'd have a very interesting race. And I don't think you'd see as much divisiveness. I think you would see a political race of old, where you can have different ideas. And that's the thing. I get it. Each candidate has their different ideas on how things should be handled. And that's how it should be, right? You know, every candidate's going to have their own thoughts and process on what to do. It's kind of like what, it's like John McCain would say. You know, he was like, hey, we have our differences. Alright, so can't cross the street. Something's got to give. And, but again, that's my personal choice and not anyone else's. If you decide you want to vote for Trump, that's fair. If you feel that's what he's going to do for you, then that's what you got to do. The bigger thing is just making sure that you vote. Make sure that your voice is heard. I know some people will be like, hey, I live in California. I want to vote for Trump. It's pointless. It's not. You know, as I tell people often, the idea of voting is sure, you may be in a state where it doesn't matter. You know, I almost ended up in a state recently, in the last couple of years. I was looking at moving and it didn't go through. I was happy with where I was at. But
Don't do that. Stop it. Oh dear. Help. Help. Someone. Help. Put me down!
Oscar? Bet you can't catch it! Don't you dare! Put it down! Right now!
All right then.
Oscar! Are you all right?
I had a bit of a bumpy ride, but I am glad to see you, Kate Walker.
Oscar! Oh, I've missed you so much.
I say, this display of emotion is most unreasonable, Kate Walker. I do hope you don't plan such profusion every time I change bodies.
It's just that I've been worrying about you. Where were you, Oscar?
Well, the mechanical instinct of my host took me for a ride, all across town. It took me the whole night to tame it, and that's when I bumped into those little rascals.
Yeah, lucky I was in the area, huh?
Quite. So, Kate Walker,
So,
what has happened since
you know,
we parted
the
at
bigger
Marathon
thing is
River?
even though you may be in a
we
state
should
where you
just
don't,
sit down for a
you
second,
feel like your
Oscar.
vote doesn't
this
matter.
might take a while.
It's the fact that when you vote, you have put input in. You have skin in the game. I always tell people that don't vote and then complain. It's like you don't really have any leg to stand on
And
for
that's
complaining
when
because
Demoiselle Leni gave me the address of the music
you
academy in this
chose
I see.
not to vote. And if you choose not to vote, you choose not to give a voice.
You must think I'm crazy, huh? Running after that girl, Dana, who must have died ages ago.
Well, Kate Walker, you know I have difficulty understanding illogical thought patterns. But in the end, what I do understand is that you need to find her. Is that correct, Kate Walker?
Yes, that is correct, Oscar. I'm glad you're taking it so well.
I don't see any fundamental difference between crossing Europe in search of mammoths, traveling on ostriches in an irradiated zone, or following your double. These are not things an automaton such as I take into consideration.
Any other thoughts, Oscar?
I think the irradiated zone was
I guess
3,
I could
so...
ask you where we are heading, but truth be told, it doesn't really matter. I will follow
Because I don't remember that in any of
and
these.
for as long as you require my services, Kate Walker. That's what an automaton does.
Thank you, Oscar.
I remember the mammoths
Oh
in
dear.
the one. I
hope you're
remember...
not going to become
I think the
physical,
first
are
one,
you?
you're like trying to
No, I was just
find
going to give you a pat on the back.
the
I
guy
would
that
rather
created
you
all the
refrain from
automatons,
having
or
such thoughts.
a descendant
I'm
or
not a
something,
dog,
or
you know.
finding the
What's
mystery
the next?
behind it all.
Anyway, we'd better get going, Oscar. And you'd better keep out of sight.
Oh dear.
I also find
don't
it
suppose I have any
hilarious
choice.
that on the Xbox 360, or the Xbox, they made backwards compatibility for this game, or for the original Syberia, but they did not do the backwards compatibility for Syberia 2. And then you have Syberia 3.
I'm so glad he's back.
How is your research going, Kate Walker? Is it really necessary for me to be shut up in here, Kate Walker?
Sorry, Oscar, but I don't want to run the risk of losing you again.
It's the War Memorial. And then after this, we're probably going to go ahead and call it a day and save it.
Victims of the genocide committed by the fascists during the Second World War. Oh, so many deaths. I hope Dana made it through. Bullet holes. The brown shadow must have shot people dead here. How horrible.
Yeah. War is unpleasant. All right. Let's go ahead and get over there, shall we? So 107.23. Yeah, so Syberia 1 is on there. Syberia 3 and Syberia the World Before are all on the Xbox, all playable, either directly or through backwards compatibility. But the second game in the series is not. And I don't know if that's because it was by a different publisher or if there's some other unbeknownst reason. I don't think it was by a different publisher, though, if I remember correctly. It is a strange game because, like, the whole premise of it is, like, the dude who created all these automatons was, like, overwhelmingly fascinated by mammoths, and that there were real mammoths to be found, I guess, and, like, you go on a quest to find these mammoths, and spoiler for a game from 2007, I believe, but you find them. It's like, here they are. I think it's 2007. I think the first one was 2005. This was like at a time where there were a lot of these kind of games coming from like The Longest Journey, and there were a lot of these games that were like this type, with Syberia being by this guy Benoit Sokol. He did a bunch of those games, but like I know there's some other ones I'm forgetting too. I think there was one called Paradise, a couple other ones, but the idea is that they were all these games, like adventure games. They were all created in the same style. And so Syberia 1 and 2 controlled pretty much identical. Syberia 3 finally moved to a third-person kind of a 3D engine, and I believe this one's on the 3D engine, obviously. But like, the same thing happened with The Longest Journey. Like, if you play the first one, it's a, you know, flat side-scrolling adventure game. You know, you're moving through still images. And then you get to the second one, which was designed during the original Xbox era and PlayStation 2, and it ends up being a far different game. And man, did you want to talk about a game that has a weird downer kind of ending? Yeah, it's weird. Like, I guess they were like, yeah, we're making a sequel to this, so we know what we're doing. The third one, I don't know what to think about the third game. I haven't finished Dreamfall Chronicles all the way through, so I'm not sure where I stand on that one yet, but it's a weird game. It's definitely not what I was expecting. It's like the second one, the way it changed. I really liked Dreamfall, The Longest Journey. It was an interesting world, interesting character. And you play through the 2 times. But boy, what happens at the end of that game, jeez. Again, spoilers for a game that's like from 2003, 2004, but your main protagonist ends up in a coma, and she finds out that the guy that's supposed to be her boyfriend is an imposter and is trying to take over the world. And your protagonist in the past that you played through the entire first game, and I'm forgetting her name off the top of my head, Amy or Anne, something like that. Like, she is killed. Like, she's supposedly the Messiah, and she gets killed. Like, it's bad. Like, that game ends on such a downer note. So, anyways, that's going to do it for us today. I got to get back to work. I know I stepped away for a little bit, but I do have actually a pressing event I have to get into around 12:30. So, I appreciate everybody that came by, anybody that was hanging out, anybody that kind of checked out the stream. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe, you know, all that good stuff. If you're really enjoying it, I would appreciate it. It always helps. Helps grow the channel. We almost have 600 subscribers, so that's kind of nice. We actually were at 600 and then dropped 3. I was like, all right, I don't know what I did to make people mad. Maybe it's all my Mass Effect clips recently. I don't know. I am trying to get more clips out. I am trying to get back to being more consistent with my nighttime streams. It's just been rough. Like, it seems like there's been a lot of stuff happening, life-wise. Nothing bad, but just things that are out of my control, and not out of my control, but just get home and I've just been exhausted a lot recently. Hey, you get to be 52, almost 53, you start to get exhausted at a lot of things. But I'm trying to get better. Like, we didn't stream last night, but that was just because I had horrendous traffic. I left my work at 3:10 yesterday, and I didn't get home until 5:15. It took me 2 hours and 5 minutes to get home yesterday because of accidents that were on the freeway. And I just sat down, and I was just like, I told my wife, I came home, I was like, I don't want to cook. I don't want to do anything. Don't want to stream. Don't want to do anything. Barely paid attention to the football game for 3 quarters that was on. Just didn't have it in me. But that being said, we will be... I'm going to try to get the stream on tonight so we can do more 13 Sentinels. I'm actually going to be moving the Wednesday stream to Thursday because Silent Tacos is unavailable. Alok is actually out of town. Silent Tacos has some stuff he's got to do on Wednesday, so we're going to maybe move that to Thursday and play then. So until next time, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. We will see you next time. Bye.